Ladies and gentlemen, let me share a little thought with you today. We're living in a time when the winds of change are blowing stronger than ever. And if you've been paying attention, you'll notice that these winds have a name. They call it artificial intelligence. We are living in a time where technology is rewriting the rules of the marketplace. Every day, we hear about machines getting smarter, systems getting faster, and artificial intelligence finding its way into areas we never imagined before. But with this advancement comes a pressing question that's echoing across boardrooms, classrooms, and dinner tables: what jobs are going to be affected by AI? It's a fair question, but I want to take you a little deeper. You see, it's not just about what jobs AI is affecting, but about what kind of work you are doing and how you are preparing yourself for the shifts that are already underway. Throughout history, technology has always reshaped the landscape of work. When factories brought machines to production lines, many manual jobs faded away, but they didn't vanish into thin air. The people who adapted, who learned how to operate those machines, who upgraded their skills, they found themselves in new roles, often better roles. And now AI is the next chapter of that same story. It's not the villain. It's not the hero. It's simply a tool, and like every tool, it depends on how we choose to use it. Now, AI is knocking on the doors of jobs that are repetitive, predictable, and process-driven. Data entry jobs where human hands once typed in figures hour after hour are being replaced by software that can do it in seconds without errors. Basic customer service roles are shifting too. Today, a chatbot can answer hundreds of customer queries at the same time. And it doesn't get tired. It doesn't need a lunch break. It's fast, it's efficient, and it's getting better every single day. Jobs in transportation are seeing the waves of AI as well. Autonomous vehicles and logistics algorithms are changing the way goods are delivered. Even in healthcare, AI is assisting in reading scans, diagnosing patterns, and managing records with a level of precision that is hard to match manually. But here's the principle to understand: AI affects tasks, not roles. It's the tasks that are routine, mechanical, and rule-based that AI takes over. But within every role, there are elements that require judgment, creativity, empathy, and strategic thinking. A doctor's job isn't just about reading an x-ray, it's about understanding the patient's story, giving reassurance, making complex decisions based on human factors. AI can assist in the data part, but it can't take over the human connection. A teacher's job isn't just delivering content. It's reading the emotions of the students, inspiring them, adapting to their needs in real time. These human elements are far from being replaced. That brings me to a key idea. The jobs most vulnerable to AI are the ones where people have stopped growing, where they've settled into doing tasks on autopilot. The marketplace has a way of moving past those who refuse to change. But here's the opportunity. AI is not just taking away jobs, it's creating new ones. Roles in AI development, data analysis, digital marketing, AI ethics, cybersecurity, and so many others are rising. The people who learn to collaborate with AI, who see it as a partner rather than a competitor, will open doors that were never there before. What you want to do is position yourself in a way that you are not tied to tasks, but to value creation. AI can process data, but it can't create a vision. AI can automate tasks, but it can't build relationships. AI can optimize a system, but it can't innovate a business strategy. The jobs that will thrive in the AI era are the ones where human creativity, emotional intelligence, leadership, and adaptability are at the forefront. This is the time to invest in yourself more than ever. Learn skills that machines can't replicate: critical thinking, persuasive communication, creative problem-solving, leadership. The question is not whether AI will affect your job. The question is whether you are doing work that AI can't do. And if you find yourself in a role, don't despair. Start upgrading. Learn how to use AI tools to your advantage. Become the person who supervises the machines rather than being replaced by them. It's about moving from being task-oriented to being growth-oriented. The more you grow, the more valuable you become, and the more the marketplace will reward you. Every once in a while, life knocks on your door with a message. Sometimes it's a soft tap, and sometimes it's a thunderous bang. Right now, that knock is called artificial intelligence, and it's not asking for permission to enter. It's here. It's moving fast. And the question on everyone's mind is simple but serious: how will AI change the job market? But let me suggest a better question to ask yourself. When technology advances, will you advance with it, or will you stay behind and hope things slow down? You see, the danger is not AI. The real danger is complacency. It's believing that the way you've always done things is good enough for tomorrow. But the truth is, the world does not slow down to wait for anyone. Progress is impatient. It's relentless. The moment you stop learning, stop growing, stop adding value, you begin to fall behind. And AI doesn't need a vacation. It doesn't get bored. It just keeps learning, keeps improving. That's why the focus should never be on what AI can do, but on what you are doing to stay valuable. Jobs that are built on repetition, predictability, and simple decision-making are the first to feel the effects. If your job consists of following a set process every day without much room for personal input, AI is already looking at it. It's not personal. It's economics. Companies are always looking for ways to be more efficient, more productive. And if a machine can do the job faster and cheaper, the shift is inevitable. But don't let that scare you. Let it prepare you. For example, look at the banking sector. Years ago, if you wanted to transfer money or open an account, you'd walk into a bank and speak to a teller. Today, an app on your phone can handle most of those tasks. Does that mean all banking jobs disappeared? No. But it means that people who worked in that field had to evolve. They had to move from being simple transaction handlers to becoming financial advisors, relationship managers, and problem solvers. The same is happening in retail, in customer service, in manufacturing. The tasks shift, but the opportunity remains for those who are willing to grow into it. Another example is journalism. AI can gather facts, write summaries, even draft news articles. But it can't tell a compelling human story. It can't feel the pulse of a community or understand the emotions behind a headline. That's where human value lies. It's not in the data, but in the interpretation of it. The same goes for the medical field. AI can scan images and detect anomalies better than the human eye. But it can't sit with a worried family, explain the diagnosis with empathy, or offer comfort during uncertainty. The pattern is clear. The jobs that will remain secure are not the ones tied to routine tasks, but the ones connected to human insight, creativity, and emotional intelligence. So instead of fearing AI, embrace the shift it brings. See it as a partner that can handle the grunt work, so you can focus on the meaningful work. If AI can process thousands of reports in minutes, you now have the freedom to analyze those results and make strategic decisions. If AI can automate customer queries, you now have more time to build deeper relationships with clients. But here's a key thought: the future doesn't belong to those who are simply employed. It belongs to those who are valuable. The marketplace will always pay for value. If you bring creativity, leadership, innovation, problem solving, skills that AI cannot master, you will always have a place. But if you rely on just being part of a system that can be automated, then you put yourself at risk. It's the perfect time to reassess. Ask yourself, is my work something that can be taught to a machine? Or am I doing work that requires a human touch? If it's the former, start upgrading. Learn new technologies, master new tools, stay curious. Because the greatest security you can have in a changing world is not a job title. It's your ability to adapt, learn, and stay relevant. There's a story I like about the old woodcutters. When chainsaws were introduced, some refused to use them. They held onto their axes and complained about technology. But others picked up the chainsaw, learned how to master it, and doubled their productivity. The tool wasn't the enemy. Their mindset was. AI is the chainsaw of our era. It can either cut you out of the market, or it can multiply your results. The choice is not in the hands of technology. It's in your hands, in your decisions, and how much you're willing to grow beyond what's comfortable. Because in a world where machines can think faster, you must focus on thinking deeper. In a world where AI can do things cheaper, you must focus on doing things better. One of the greatest lessons life teaches us is that change is not optional. You either embrace it or you get left behind by it. And right now, one of the biggest changes standing at our doorstep is artificial intelligence. It's not just coming for a visit, it's here to stay. Every industry, every profession, every business is being touched by AI in some way. But here's what I want you to understand. The real question isn't about whether AI will change jobs. The real question is how you will respond to that change. You see, it's easy to get caught up in fear when you hear about AI taking over tasks that once required human hands and minds. But fear comes from not understanding the opportunity within the change. Let me share a simple philosophy with you. Progress is always double-edged. It cuts down old ways, but it also opens doors to new ones. The people who thrive are the ones who are quick to shift their mindset, not just their skill set. If you only focus on defending your current job, you'll miss out on the bigger opportunity of expanding your value. Think about the travel industry. Years ago, if you wanted to book a trip, you'd walk into a travel agency and sit across from an agent who would handle everything for you. Today, AI-powered platforms allow you to book flights, hotels, and plan your entire trip in minutes. That specific task of booking tickets has been automated. But does that mean the travel industry died? Of course not. It evolved. The agents who adapted started offering specialized travel experiences, unique packages, and personalized services that no machine can replicate. They moved from being order takers to experience creators. That's how you stay relevant. The same principle applies across every field. AI is exceptional at handling tasks that are repetitive, data-driven, and formulaic. But it struggles with tasks that require emotional nuance, ethical judgment, creative problem solving, and human connection. A machine can calculate risks, but it cannot feel responsibility. It can simulate conversation, but it cannot build trust. That's where your opportunity lies, in doing the things that only humans can do. Let's take customers as another example. AI chatbots are handling thousands of queries every minute, solving basic problems without human involvement. But when a customer has a complex issue or needs to feel heard, that's where human agents become irreplaceable. The best companies understand this balance. They let AI handle the routine while their people handle the relationships. And those human roles are not disappearing. In fact, they're becoming more important, more valuable, and more respected. But only for those who are willing to sharpen their skills and rise to a new level of performance. The future belongs to individuals who are not just skilled, but adaptable. It's not enough to know one way of doing things. You need to stay curious, stay learning, stay evolving. The shelf life of skills is shrinking. What you knew 5 years ago might be outdated today. But the ability to learn new skills, the attitude of continuous improvement that never becomes obsolete, it's your lifelong insurance policy against irrelevance. There's a key mindset shift that I believe is essential in this age of AI. Stop thinking of yourself as an employee of a company. Start thinking of yourself as a service provider to the marketplace. Because the marketplace doesn't pay for effort. It pays for results. It pays for unique value. If you become someone who consistently delivers outcomes that machines can't replicate, you'll never be out of work. The world will always have a place for those who bring exceptional value. This is also a time to build partnerships with AI, not opposition. Learn how to use AI tools to enhance your productivity, to make your work smarter, faster, and more effective. The people who succeed in this new era will not be those who resist AI, but those who learn to collaborate with it. If AI can sort through 1 million data points in minutes, that gives you the chance to focus on interpreting that data, drawing insights, and making strategic decisions. That's where the value is, not in doing what machines can do, but in doing what machines cannot. There's an old saying that when the tide rises, all boats are lifted. But that's only true if your boat is ready. If it has holes, it sinks. If it's anchored, it doesn't move. The tide of AI is rising. Some jobs will sink, some will stay stuck, but those who are prepared, those who are ready to adapt, they will rise with the tide. They will discover new opportunities, new roles, new ways of contributing that are even more fulfilling and rewarding than before. The lesson is simple. Don't cling to the way things were. Focus on becoming the kind of person who navigate how things are becoming. Keep improving, keep adapting, and you'll find that the age of AI is not a threat, but a launchpad for your next level of success. Would you like me to now expand Keynote No. 4 in the same style and tone? You said Keynote No. 4, expand it into 700 words. Don't add ending sentences. Don't add any headings. ChatGPT said here is Keynote No. 4 expanded into 700 words in Jim Rohn style. With a smooth, continuous flow, no headings, no ending sentences, every generation faces its own version of disruption. For some, it was the Industrial Revolution. For others, it was the rise of the internet. Today, it's artificial intelligence. AI is not some far-off concept anymore. It's here. It's part of our daily lives. And while people are busy debating whether AI will take jobs away, the real conversation should be about how people can stay valuable in a world where machines are learning to think faster and work smarter. You see, it's not about AI replacing jobs. It's about AI changing the way work is done and the kind of work that will thrive in the future. People often ask which jobs are at risk. And my answer is always the same. Any job that can be described by a checklist is at risk. If your job can be broken down into a series of steps that never change, that job can be taught to machine. Data entry, basic accounting tasks, scheduling, and even some legal documentation work. These are all areas where AI is already making its presence felt. But let me remind you, AI doesn't create, it doesn't empathize, it doesn't lead. It follows instructions, it analyzes patterns, and it repeats processes. That's its limit. The people who will stand strong in this changing landscape are the ones who bring more than process to the table. They bring perspective, they bring innovation, they bring human connection. AI can answer questions, but it can't ask meaningful ones. It can follow a script, but it can't read the room. So the real question is, are you building the kind of skills that AI can't touch? Are you working on becoming irreplaceable in a world that is rapidly automating everything repeatable? Consider the world of photography. Years ago, taking a good photo required a professional with expensive equipment. Then came smartphones with AI-enhanced cameras. Suddenly, anyone could take a decent photo. But does that mean professional photographers disappeared? Absolutely not. The ones who evolved, who brought creativity, storytelling, and a unique artistic touch to their work, found even greater demand. Because while technology made the process easier, it didn't replace the art. The same pattern is happening in every field. AI can write a report, but it can't craft a compelling narrative that moves people to action. It can sort through piles of data, but it can't interpret the subtle emotional cues in a negotiation. It can recommend a playlist, but it can't compose a symphony. What AI does is handle the groundwork, the heavy lifting of repetitive tasks. This creates a tremendous opportunity for those who are ready to operate at a higher level. The truth is, AI will eliminate jobs that lack creativity, strategy, and human interaction. But it will also create new roles that never existed before. Roles that require people to manage AI systems, to design ethical guidelines for AI use, to solve problems AI cannot anticipate. So rather than asking whether AI will take your job, a better question is whether you're preparing yourself to step into these new roles that demand more than routine thinking. Adaptability is no longer a luxury. It's a requirement. The most successful individuals will be those who continuously invest in themselves. They'll be the ones who are constantly learning, staying curious, and embracing change rather than fearing it. The moment you stop learning is the moment you start falling behind. The moment you resist change is the moment you give someone else the opportunity to take your place. Think of AI as a tool, not a competitor. The farmer who feared tractors got left behind, but the farmer who learned how to use them expanded his land and increased his harvest. AI is the modern-day tractor. It can help you do more, achieve more, and reach further, but only if you're willing to learn how to use it. If you can combine the efficiency of AI with the creativity and emotional intelligence that only humans possess, you become a force that cannot be replaced. Companies are not looking for people who can do what AI can do. They're looking for people who can do what AI cannot do. They are looking for thinkers, creators, leaders, and problem solvers. The marketplace rewards value, and in a world where machines can deliver efficiency, your value must come from depth, insight, and human connection. So, the mindset must shift from fearing AI to mastering it, from worrying about losing jobs to focusing on building skills that make you indispensable. AI can handle tasks, But it cannot replace the human spirit, the drive to innovate, the heart to empathize, or the mind that can imagine possibilities beyond algorithms. Your greatest job security will always come from your ability to grow, adapt, and bring unique value to the table. In every era, there comes a shift that separates those who adapt from those who remain stuck in old ways. Today, that shift is called artificial intelligence. It's a change that's not waiting for permission. It's transforming industries, reshaping businesses, and yes, it's affecting jobs. But let's get something straight right from the beginning. AI is not here to replace people who are valuable. It's here to replace tasks that are routine, mechanical, and predictable. The difference between the two is where the entire future of your career rests. You've got to start thinking differently about work. Work is no longer about simply showing up, following instructions, and expecting security in return. That formula is outdated. The new marketplace demands contribution that goes beyond the obvious. It asks you, can you think? Can you create? Can you solve problems that don't have a clear answer? Because if your job consists of following a script, AI will soon do it faster, cheaper, and without a break. But if your job consists of crafting new strategies, building relationships, inspiring teams, and navigating complex human dynamics, then you are irreplaceable. Let's take a moment to reflect on history. When machines arrived in factories, people feared job loss. But what happened? The people who learned to operate and manage those machines found better opportunities. The people who refused to adapt were left behind. Now AI is the new machine. It's not in a factory this time. It's in our offices, in our phones, in our systems. And it's doing exactly what machines have always done, taking over the tasks that can be automated. But what can't be automated is your ability to lead, to innovate, to bring empathy into a conversation, to turn data into meaningful stories, and to see opportunities where others see problems. A lot of people think AI is a threat as they focus on what it takes away. But the smart ones look at what it gives. It gives you time. It gives you speed. It gives you tools to work smarter. If AI can handle the repetitive tasks, that frees you up to operate on a higher level. The question is, are you prepared to step up to that level? Because AI doesn't eliminate jobs. It eliminates the need for people who refuse to evolve. Think about healthcare. AI can analyze scans and predict patterns in patient data with incredible accuracy. But it can't replace the compassion of a doctor who delivers a difficult diagnosis with care and understanding. In education, AI can provide instant feedback on assignments, but it cannot replace a teacher whose sensitive struggling emotionally. In business, AI can provide analytics, but it cannot replace the human judgment required to make strategic decisions that consider more than just numbers. This is the gap where human value will always lie. The jobs most affected by AI will be those where people have allowed themselves to become part of the system rather than bringing something personal and unique to it. If you're just filling a chair and completing a checklist, you're making it easy for AI to step in. But if you're the one who sees beyond the checklist, who brings fresh ideas, who mentors others, who communicates with clarity, who builds bridges between teams, then AI becomes your assistant, not your competition. The secret to staying relevant in an AI-driven world is continuous self-improvement. You have to become a student again, learn new technologies, understand how AI tools work, but even more importantly, sharpen the skills that make you human. Work on your communication, your creativity, your leadership, your emotional intelligence. These are the assets that technology cannot replicate. There's also a mindset shift required. You must stop seeing your job as a title and start seeing yourself as a problem solver. Titles can be replaced. Problem solvers are always in demand. The person who focuses on delivering value, on making things better, faster, smarter, more human, that person will never run out of opportunities, no matter how advanced AI becomes. You see, AI may have algorithms, but it doesn't have ambition. It may process data, but it doesn't dream. It may automate tasks, but it doesn't innovate. These are uniquely human qualities. The marketplace of tomorrow will reward those who bring these qualities to the table. The ones who don't wait for change to happen to them, but who drive change forward. It's important to understand that AI will not affect everyone equally. It will affect those who cling to the way things used to be. But it will elevate those who are ready to embrace new ways of working. Those who are proactive, who learn to leverage AI as a partner rather than seeing it as an enemy, they will find themselves more productive, more creative, and more in demand than ever before. The people who will thrive are those who combine the efficiency of AI with the depth of human insight. Those who understand that while AI can process faster, humans can think deeper. While AI can optimize, humans can innovate. And while AI can handle tasks, humans are the ones who create value through connection, vision, and leadership